You sit quietly. When you close your eyes, you'll notice the general sensations in your body. And the point of the meditation isn't what you're observing or to force any observation on something. It's noticing your attitude, like the relationship between you and what you're aware of. And the practice of meditation is that by having an attitude of kindness and acceptance to whatever we're aware of, then the mind naturally becomes still and peaceful all by itself. So we'll practice that attitude by scanning our attention through the body, because the body is something that's happening now. So noticing the general state of the whole body first. You may notice you're tired or you're agitated. You want another cushion. Whatever state you're in, soften your heart to this moment. Like embracing this moment, giving kindness to yourself. So we're approaching this moment now, our body, our mind, like a mother embraces and hugs her child. Just giving a big hug to yourself. This is hard. Life is hard. It's tough. Just giving a big hug to your body, mind, wherever it is. If you're tired, that's okay. We soften our heart to our mind, to our tired body. You can try even putting a smile on your face and noticing how that affects the state and the feel of the mind. And then continuing on to awareness of the toes. Noticing any sensations in your toes and allowing your toes to relax. Being aware under the arch. How does the arch feel? The sensations in the toes are different to the sensations under the arch. Notice different sensations. What about the heel? You may feel your heel in contact with your leg or the couch. Have an interest. This interest keeps you present. Have an interest in what's happening now, the sensations in your heel. What about your ankle? Being aware of your ankle and allowing your ankles to relax. Being aware of the calves. They've been maybe exercising or walking. Having a kind attention to the calves allows them to relax. If the mind wanders, it's because the mind has views that things in the five sense world are more important. We have this underlying belief that happiness is to be found in the world. That's why the mind moves, because of the delusion of self, that there's happiness out there. That schema or view won. So the modular mind, different views in the mind, and that mind won, And then it spews out all these thoughts about past, future perhaps, if it does come up. So by appreciating, we can change our value system by feelings, by enjoying the process of stillness. And that'll rewire the brain and change the value system so that the mind is more content and it moves less. So it's not through force or focus, it's by appreciating the silence of the mind and the stilling of the mind, noticing it and appreciating it. You can think first, recognize the mind. Perhaps while listening, the mind is still. So you recognize the stillness in the mind. You appreciate and just hang out with that inner stillness. And with that kind acceptance of this moment, we can then continue our awareness of the body, because that'll deepen and strengthen this faculty of mindfulness. Being aware of the calves and the knees. It's like we're stopping the mind continuing thinking, like the hamster on the wheel. It's stopping thoughts of the future by just being present. We're giving it a lollipop. And the lollipop is awareness of now. Noticing your knees. Do you feel any sensations in the knees? Being aware of the thighs. Just with a kind awareness, the thighs relax. And then the bum in contact with the seat. You may notice it feels different in the feet. Perhaps pressure a little bit. Being aware of the tummy. Maybe the tummy is digesting food. And going up the spine, noticing sensations under the rib cage, the organs. Having interest in how your body feels. A lot of healing happens. There's a lot of spontaneous remissions if there are cancers. Like meditation helps the body heal. Maybe there's something to this energy, where when we get out of the way and have this kind awareness to our body, we're allowing the energies to flow and healing to take place. Just having some kindness to your body and listening to it. Being aware of your shoulders. Like I noticed, as soon as I became aware there's the right shoulder, there was something going on. You can just listen to your body. Oftentimes we could even catch ourselves before we get sick, like we know something's off if we listen to our body. And awareness of the shoulders, allow the shoulders to relax. You may notice that along with awareness of the body, there's this sense of relief, like a spaciousness and ease, letting go of burdens. It's just the mind stopping worrying about things. It naturally, by not focusing or being interested in the thoughts of world, of our problems, of what's going on, it's like it's putting down heavy burdens, and there's a sense of lightness and relief that comes from being present. And attention of the body is like a little medicine. It's giving us the opportunity to just stop and be present and for problems to vanish. Sometimes we don't have to solve the problems, but the problems dissolve when we don't pick them up. We don't play the VHS video of the past or the future. So noticing that sense of ease and relief, of vanishing. Allow that subtle sense of relief and ease to be in the background while we continue being aware of the arms, noticing the biceps, triceps. And there may also start arising this quality of clarity, perhaps, like a more stability of mind. And these factors, these qualities and aspects of the mind blossom and bloom all by themselves. We can't control the mind, saying, mind, be like this now, the same way as a mother says to the child, sleep now. The mind is like a garden and a flower. We cultivate it, we protect it, nurture it, and it'll grow at its own rate. We give it the sun of mindfulness, kindfulness. We protect it from the hindrances of craving, not wanting. And then the mind opens up and blossoms all by itself. We just kindly attend to this moment, being aware of our elbows, with this kindful sunshine, our elbows relax, being aware of the wrists and the hands. Noticing each finger, the sensations in the fingers feel very different to the wrists. Being aware of the neck, and allowing the neck to relax, and the jaw. Being aware around the eyes, and the forehead. Noticing the sensations in your forehead. That same feeling of allowing the brain to relax can allow the mind to relax. And notice if there's any movement of mind that wants to think about things or work things out. Just release the same way we allow the muscles to relax. We allow the craving or the not wanting, those movements of the mind to release and relax. And feeling, how does it feel when we allow the thinking to dissolve, the grasping, the picking up, to allow that to fade? How does that feel like? The meditation is a feely path. It's not through will or ego, because the will comes from a sense of self that wants to control. But that's a delusion. It leads to suffering and tension. So we just allow all that to relax and release. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. What is the effect of truth? We know it's true by the effects. If we feed the ego delusion, this is my mind, this is my meditation, I have to do it, it leads to suffering and tension. When we give up, mind, you're none of my business. You could be, you're just a housemate. You're not mine. None of my business. We allow it to be like part of nature. The trees, the leaves. We don't try to sweep them up or control them. We leave the birds outside be, the birds of the thoughts in the mind. It's a product of our conditioning, society, culture, evolutionary selection pressures. It's not ours. Our job is to observe with kindness and noticing that it feels more free and peaceful. Things vanish, fade. This process of fading feels good. We have this internal compass. We feel our way. We notice the mist vanishing and fading. The mind becoming more free and spacious, empty. You may notice your breathing. Just through gentleness, you can notice whether you're breathing in or you're breathing out. No need to be aware of a part of the body, because that brings you back to body. Now we're just knowing whether we're breathing in, knowing we're breathing out. Just knowing. We're allowing awareness of the body to fade in the background. And just allowing the breathing to relax the mind. Noticing those qualities of stillness, clarity, ease, contentment. Subtle delight. Really bathing, like hanging out by the ocean. The waves of breathing allowing you to relax and you enjoying, savoring the mind stilling. Very subtle. We're developing a subtle palate, connoisseur of peace. Some people are connoisseurs of wine or olive oil. We're connoisseurs of the mind by spending time hanging out in inner silence and peace. Then the stillness deepens and grows all by itself. We have to just be silent, looking on, like watching a beautiful bird or a magical, majestic bird drinking by the lake. We don't want to move. We don't want to disturb it, so it doesn't know we're here. We don't want to disturb the beauty of a still mind. By relaxing into contentment. The mind finds it easy to be aware of the breathing. You can allow awareness of the breathing. If the mind prefers to stay in stillness and contentment, you can allow that. Truth is that inner compass, what leads your mind to freedom, spaciousness. Probably coming close to the end of the sit, noticing how you feel, particularly those qualities of ease, stability, stillness, clarity, spaciousness. Delighting, like savoring the last drops, and knowing this is within you. And how did it happen? How was the process? Just by stopping interest in the world and selfing, just being, allowing the world to fade, and noticing that fading is beautiful. Maybe you can think before you open your eyes. When can you practice every day, just a few minutes, stopping for a while, closing your eyes, and just being with your mind, your best friend, your body and mind you've been with since birth, hanging out with kindness, giving your mind a hug. There, I'm here. Noticing, can you do it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening? And where will you sit? Maybe there's a chair in the room. Will you play a guided meditation, silence, or some relaxing music? And at different points, depending on the day, the mind will have its own momentum. Maybe frazzled, maybe tired, maybe busy. But it's always good to close your eyes and just check in, having the courage. And the reason it's uncomfortable at first is it's always uncomfortable when the mind has momentum. We close our eyes and there's this yuckness. But the longer we stay in this moment, the yuckness vanishes and it's like a stone bench becomes a wooden bench and it turns into a nice couch. The moment changes when we stay with it. So it's just the beginning. It takes courage to stick with it. Be patient. Studies show that you're more likely to make it a habit if you bring up the intention after having a little group sit. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.